If charging and discharging batteries is all about lithium ions and electrons moving across the electrodes, then why does the battery degrade? Do the ions and the electrons get tired of doing this, or what exactly the reason? So today's episode we are going to deal with battery degradation, and we will also cover why battery degrades faster when you do fast charging. Hello everyone, welcome to the Green and Clean YouTube channel. My name is Vittal. Battery degradation happens because of various physical, chemical, and mechanical reactions that happen within the components of the battery. As you know, battery has few chemicals, some materials inside it, and they have some effect of frequent usage of charging and discharging. Let's see why degradation happens. What are the reasons? The number one reason for battery degradation is what is called as SEI, which stands for solid electrolyte interface. Now, if you remember the episode where I have covered how battery works, you know the lithium ions move within the electrolyte from one electrode to the other, from cathode to anode or from anode to cathode. Now, when these lithium ions and electrolytes interact with each other, there are certain chemical reactions that occur in the battery. And because of that, there is a thin layer of SCI, solid electrolyte interface, that is formed in the anode of the battery. When the battery is charged for the very first time, even during the manufacturing of the batteries, there is a first layer of SEI that is formed. Now, the layer of SEI is in fact essential for the anode, because anode is made out of graphite, which is not a very strong material. So you need certain layer of SEI to solidify and enforce the anode and have a good structure at the anode. Whereas if you have a SEI layer which is too thick, or which has formed over a period of time, then it acts as an inhibitor for the battery functioning. Let's give an example of, say, banana, just to understand this concept. So, banana has skin, and the skin of the banana protects banana from at various phases of ripening of the banana. So, skin is pretty essential, but beyond a certain point, it acts as an inhibitor. Like if the skin of the banana is too thick, then the banana inside may not ripen properly, and things like that. So you can think of SEI layer as that. So just to recap, SEI layer which is formed at the anode is required to a certain extent, but over frequent charging and discharging of batteries over a period of time causes this SEI layer to thicken, and when there is a thick layer of SEI, then it acts as an inhibitor for lithium ions to move out of anode, and that's reason number one: batteries degrade. The second reason for battery degradation is what is called as lithium plating. When the lithium ions move towards anode, there is something called as intercalation that happens. Intercalation is nothing but lithium ions going and sitting in the wedges of the anode material. So there is, as you can see in this picture, there are some nice little places in the anode where um, lithium ion goes and sits inside. So when this happens, if the intercalation of the lithium ion into the anode happens properly, then there is no problem. But over a period of time, this doesn't happen properly. And when the lithium ions don't go and sit in the wedges of anode, it just eats away some space and the efficiency with which anode can hold lithium ions. Think of it like the Tetris game. So if you're, I'm sure all of you would have played Tetris game, so you know how you try to arrange those pieces that are falling from top such a way that the empty spaces are optimized or there are no empty spaces. So the phenomenon of intercalation is something similar to that. When over a period of time, if just like in the Tetris game, it becomes difficult for you to manage the spaces between those pieces. So something similar to that happens at the anode, and the anode gets something called as lithium plating. And when the lithium plating occurs, it can sometimes cause problems. Not only you lose lithium ions inside the battery, those sort of plating that happens on anode can rupture the rupture the separator in the battery, and that can cause some serious problems to battery, and the cell may go bad. The third reason is electrolyte itself degrading inside the battery. Over a period of time, due to temperature and various reasons, these lithium salts, which act as electrolyte, they themselves may degrade over a period of time. And when they degrade, it causes more resistance for the lithium ions to flow. And when the lithium ions don't flow as fast as you want it to be, then there is a degradation in the battery. The fourth reason is anode and cathode materials itself degrading. We know it's lithium. In the case of LFP battery, it is iron and phosphate, and on the anode side, you have graphite. So, all these materials over a period of time, with repeated usage, can cause some problems, can degrade, and the efficiency of battery may go down. The fifth reason is overcharging and deep discharge of the batteries. If you charge the batteries at 100% and don't use it for a long time, then the battery is at 100% state of charge at higher temperatures, at more stress for a longer period of time. This actually accelerates all the things that I already discussed, like the SEI layer, the lithium plating, etc., etc. So keeping a battery at full charge for a longer period of time can cause degradation faster. When I say for a longer period of time, it could mean a week, 2 weeks, or definitely a month. So if you're leaving your car at 100% charge for more than a week or so, then it's going to cause some degradation of your battery. And the other reason is deep discharge. So if you try to take it below 5% or take it all the way to 0%, then it causes some stress in the battery, which results in cathode and anode materials degrading faster. So that's why the battery degradation happens. So these are the five reasons. Now, how does fast charging degrade the battery faster than the slow charging, right? So the number one enemy of battery is temperature, and when you do DC fast charging, the battery undergoes a higher temperature when compared to the slow AC charging. And when the temperature is high, you are causing the SEI layer formation. You are also accelerating the lithium plating. Uh, so everything that I said, the degradation of the materials in the cathode and anode, so they all happen faster because the battery is under tremendous stress when you do fast charging. Think of the Tetris game that I was talking about. When you reach the last stages, or if those pieces fall too fast, then you will not have reaction time to fit those pieces in a nice place so that um, you can optimize the space, and finally you will lose the game. So something like that happens with the intercalation that I was talking about. So it leads to faster reasons to not intercalate, and also higher temperature causes the electrolyte to degrade. So that's why the fast charging sort of accelerates the battery degradation. But I'm not saying that you should not fast charge at all. When required, when you go for long journeys, you are required to go for fast charging. But at other times, when you're using the car normally at home for city commutes, you should always use the slow AC charging, and that's good for the battery. Well, that's it for today's episode on battery degradation and why DC fast charging degrades the battery faster. Thanks a lot for watching. See you again in other episodes of Green and Clean YouTube channel.